singles action is underway, and in this one, I wouldn't attempt to predict what's going to happen. Just be ready for anything. Sometimes that's all you can do.
I assure you, making one of these competitors quit will be easy.
Gable's looking to finish this.
This is it, guys. The submission match we've been waiting for.
The thing about this match is I can't envision these competitors ever giving up. It's just not in their DNA.
Chad Gable has superior resilience. Just when you think the Olympian is down for good, Gable finds a second win.
Gable prides himself on his endurance and versatility. The competitor, Saxton, and he does whatever it takes to finish the job.
In a submission match, the name of the game is to make your opponent tap out from a submission move. There have been so many submission specialists throughout the history of this great business. Bret Hitman Hart, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, William Regal, and Daniel Bryan are a few who come to mind. And on the women's side, I think about Alundra Blaze, Natalya, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and the boss, Sasha Banks.
Corey, earlier you spoke about a submission match, and one thing I'd like to point out is that a submission match is not necessarily the same as an I Quit match. The key difference is that a submission match requires the use of a submission maneuver. In an I Quit match, victory can be achieved by bringing your opponent to the point where they quit as a result of the overall punishment they've received in the match.
That's an important distinction, Michael, especially since a superstar can win an I Quit match by using a submission maneuver. For superstars who aren't proficient in submission moves, they enter this type of match at a disadvantage. It doesn't mean they can't win, but they need to perfect applying a submission move quickly. Come on, Corey, try and keep up.
The WWE Universe witnessed a classic submission match at 2016's Extreme Rules event. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, defended her women's championship against Natalya. The one thing I thought was unfair about the match is that there was a ban against the Nature Boy Ric Flair being at ringside. If Flair appeared, Charlotte would lose the match and her women's crown.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Corey, you spoke of the submission match between Charlotte Flair and Natalya, and I need to point out that this match was not Flair's figure eight versus Natalya's sharpshooter. Victory could be achieved by making your opponent tap out to any submission maneuver. I think we all know why the Nature Boy was banned from ringside.
When Natalya had Charlotte locked in the sharpshooter, it seemed that the Queen of Hearts was going to be crowned the new champion. Of course, that was until Dana Brooke distracted Daddy, giving Charlotte...
He might...
Ooh, what impact! But he's got to capitalize now! Can Gable pull through? When we talk about submission matches, we have to speak about one that, in many people's eyes, set the standard. It was
I think we know... RKO!
Did that just happen? I'm not sure how much he has left.
He's looking at it.
The yes lock is in! The yes lock is in!
Unreal!
Byron, you mentioned the submission match between Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. The rivalry between the Hitman and Stone Cold, and he breaks free.
Just when you thought he was out of this one.
Drop kick!
Oh, right in the back.
He's taking some offense. He's going to want to make sure this doesn't snowball out of control.
He just has to make sure this doesn't get too out of hand for him. Sometimes, momentum has a way of permanently swinging one way. That's what he wants to avoid here.
And knowing him the way I do,
here he goes.
One of the things a superstar who's competing in a submission match has to be careful of is if they have an injury or have been injured in the past and people know about it.
Nicely done as he gets out of the submission.
Color me surprised, Michael. I did not see that one coming.
He's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole.
Byron, you brought up that a submission match can be especially dangerous for a competitor who's injured or had a known injury. I think that's why it's just as important in a submission match to be able to reverse the submission move from an opponent as it is to apply a submission maneuver to an opponent. If a superstar can't reverse an opponent's submission, then they're certainly going to be in trouble.
Some superstars have more than one submission at their disposal, and it becomes a pick-your-poison scenario for their opponent. It also depends on the match. Some submission matches are based on winning via a submission move, and others involve a competitor having to use the specific submission.
He's looking at it. Cutter!
Here's his moment, Michael. Gable was a Minnesota State high school wrestling champion. From there, Chad competed in NCAA competition as a member of Northern Michigan University, and then followed his dream to the 2012 Olympic Summer Games. Chad spent almost his entire life competing in some form of wrestling.
I don't like the look in his eye here, folks. Look at this. Ooh. I need to point out that Chad Gable is from Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is why he might have it. Is he done? Going for something else, it seems.
I suspect he knows something that we don't, Cole. Why else would he just let him out of that hole?
What a stomp! Good grief! Now the old vicious head crank.
Look at the torque.
Oh, continuing to punish them. Oh, what impact. Uh-oh, here we go, here we go.
Ooh, what impact. Gable in a very good spot here.
Look at that. When this guy's on, look out. He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle. We know what's coming here. Moonsault!
You see that height. Gable in a very good spot here, Cole.
Now that he's looking at it.
He's definitely starting to lose it here.
I can't believe everything that's... Oh, and he finds a way to escape.
Wow. Cole, I think this entire arena had written him off, myself included.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
Setting it up, and
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Looking for the win.
nailed it.
That might be all she wrote for Chad Gable.
Somebody get the hose. This guy's on fire. He's making a statement here with this attack.
Setting it up. Now, brain buster.
That might be all she wrote for Chad Gable.
That'll mess up your neck. Man.
That might be all she wrote for Chad Gable.
You don't get stretched like that and expect to walk the same way.
This epic submission match is now history. That had to be one of the matches of the year. Let's take another look at some of the action.
These superstars gave as good as they got, and these fans got their money's worth from the opening bell. These superstars gave as good as they got, and these fans got their money's worth from the opening bell.
Here is your winner, Kid Rick.
Gonna feel the effects of this win for a while.
You know, nothing made me happier than when I'd lock in Lucky 13 and make my opponents tap out.
And it'll be interesting to see the ripple effects this win has in the weeks to come.